Welcome to the NBA's greatest games. Today, we'll take you back into NBA history and relive one of the great matchups as it happened.
Foul before the shot. And it's on Chuck Williams. Williams is second very quickly. Claude Terry now coming in. And Williams is out. And now Jimmy Foster for Ralph Simpson. Simpson leaves with 6. Williams with 4. Maurice Lucas comes out for the Stars with 3 points. And Indiana's Billy Knight goes in. Knight, the only All-Star that has not scored. The third leading scorer in the league, 25 points a game. Doctor now works, finds Silas, who banks it in. 49-46, 3-point lead for the Nuggets. It was just 7. 4:43 left in the second quarter. Number 15, Jimmy Foster with Silas on him. Claude Terry, the move, finds Gilmore. Good lead pass to Issel. Julius Erving helping out. Blocked it, but a foul. Foul is on James Silas, and that is number 3. Third on Silas.
The oldest playing basketball, the pick and roll. And this will set that pick about 18 feet out on the side. Claude Terry picked. The All-Stars had no choice but to switch, and a very nice little bounce pass by Claude Terry into Dan going to the hole.
Dan Issel has fit in so well with the Nuggets at that center spot. Gets the first foul shot. Their leading rebounder at 11 a game. Second leading scorer behind David Thompson. 22 points per ball game. Hits the second. 51-46. 5-point bulge for the Nuggets. 4.5 to go in this first half. The 9th annual ABA All-Star game. Silas swings cross-court to Tedder. Returns to Silas. Now the drive. And the whistle as he missed. Bobby Jones back in. Foul is on Terry. That is number 1. Byron Beck, number 40, leaves to the far side. Goes out with 8 points. And now Silas, one of the top foul shooters in the league, 86% from the line.
The All-Stars are in the bonus with 4:22 left in the second quarter, trailing by 5.
The late Mr. Sy, one of the top clutch performers in basketball, hits his first shot. His career high came against the Nuggets this year, 46 points in an overtime game in San Antonio. Second foul shot by Silas is good. Makes the 2, and he now has 8 points. High man is Julius Erving with 10. 51-48. Nuggets by 3. Foster, and was hit on the hand by, no. Well, the call is against Jimmy Foster.
Well, Norm Drucker was standing behind Jimmy, and I don't think he saw Sy hit the ball out of his hand.
Here is Silas now moving against Foster as things reversed. Foster knocks it away and foul. So with a bonus situation, Silas goes to the line. Silas last year in the All-Star game, his first, scored 23 points, 11 for 11 from the foul line, which set a record for All-Star games. So he's made his first 2, so he's never missed a foul shot in All-Star play.
That's not a good play on Jimmy Foster's part. The All-Stars are creeping up, and they are in the bonus, and these nonsense fouls out at midcourt are not very worthwhile.
Well, Larry Keenan, who teamed with Julius Erving with the Nets for 2 years, now goes in to replace the Doctor. Silas, after the first foul shot, hits the second. So Silas now with 4 straight from the foul line, and he has brought the All-Stars to within 1. Silas becomes the high man with Julius Erving, 10 points apiece. 3:56 to go in this first half. Bobby Jones cross to Terry, works left side of the lane, finds Foster at the foul line, floats up the left-hander, deflected by Billy Knight. Taken off by Taylor. Basket here for the All-Stars in their lead. Knight stops, pulls up from 15 and is way short. Nuggets back the other way. Jimmy Foster on the run, gives to Bobby Jones, blocked by Artis Gilmore. David Thompson has it, drives to the basket, and lays it in. As Thompson takes a spill after that one. He's at 6'4" and gets so high off the ground, the Nuggets really worry about some of the spills he takes. 53-50. Nuggets by 3, and now they get the ball back.
That was traveling on the drive. It looks like if it wouldn't have been David, I think possibly goaltended that one, but it's
Brian Taylor, a foul. That is his second.
Okay. I didn't see who took it from way down at this end.
Jimmy Foster now leaves, and Number 13, Monty Tao, in the lineup. Listed 5'7". They say he's more or less 5'5.5" to kind of narrow it down. Issel, top of the key jump, no. And the All-Stars come back the other way. Brian Taylor controlling against Tao. Floats it to Gilmore. The banker, no. Issel gets the ball off the rim. Now he looks for Monty Tao. 2:55 left in the second period. Nuggets 53, Stars 50. Issel on the move. And he caught the knee of Artis Gilmore.
You know, Dan Issel's strength as moving back to center from playing forward has been the fact that he can really shoot the ball from outside.
Timeout now taken by the Stars as Gilmore committed his second personal foul. The Nuggets 53, All-Stars 50 with 2:50 remaining in the first half. We'll be back in just a moment.
Welcome back to the NBA's greatest games.
2 minutes, 50 seconds remaining in the first half. 9th annual ABA All-Star game, and the score of the Nuggets 53, the All-Stars 50. So far, Tom, in this first half, this format seems to be working out pretty well. Good competitive ball game, extremely close, and 3 points here with 2:50 to go.
I think maybe the impressive thing about it is both teams are really very definitely playing hard. Of course, professionals are going to play hard, I think, anytime they take the court in front of 17,000 people. But the format, I think, has worked out extremely well. But again, I think we expected it.
Nuggets with the ball. They've made some changes. The backcourt now of Tao, number 13, 21, Terry. Roger Brown, number 20 at center. David Thompson, 33, with the ball, along with Byron Beck, 40 at the forwards. Thompson working now on Keenan. Back it goes to Tao. Head of the key back, ball stolen by Brian Taylor. Being trailed by Terry. Taylor dunks. Brian Taylor with his third steal in the ball game. Last year in his first All-Star appearance, 21 points, rebounds for Brian Taylor. David Thompson on the drive, loses it off the fingertips, and then Byron Beck over the back of Billy Knight, the foul. 53-52, the Nuggets by 1. 2:21 remaining. Kevin Lagery continues to shout out instructions to the All-Star. Says he's inserted just about 3 plays, very simple, and he's been diagramming some during the timeouts. Here's a trap by the Nuggets. Silas finally finds Billy Knight open, 20-footer, good. Knight, his first pass now, finds Byron Beck. Thompson with Keenan reaching over, works off the screen from Brown. Now Tao down the lane, running one-hander, short. Larry Keenan fires it to his teammate Silas. Silas loses control of the ball, now falls, and I believe he is fouled. Yes, he is, by Byron Beck. Now some more substitutions down the final minute 44. Artis Gilmore comes out, Billy Knight comes out.
Marvin Barnes in.
As Marvin Barnes and Billy Paultz go into the lineup. Ron Boone will replace, let's see, he will replace James Silas, but Silas first will take the foul shots. That is the third personal foul on Byron Beck. There is Ron Boone of the Spirits of St. Louis ready to go in. And now Silas looks for his 5th straight from the foul line, and he gets it. And now the All-Stars by 2, 55-53. Silas again. And he hits 17 in a row over the course of 2 All-Star games now for James Silas. And the Stars have turned it around, have taken a 3-point lead. 1:38 to go. The alley-oop from Tao to Thompson. Thompson was dropped, and it appeared here that it was off the fingertips of Larry Keenan, but Normie Drucker under the basket says no. Now Boone goes in for Silas. Silas leaves as the high man with 12 points. Larry Brown, who was at the other side of the court, doesn't believe it. Now Marvin Barnes, foul line Paultz. The quick release, no. Claude Terry. Terry twisting out of the backcourt with 1:20 remaining in the first half. Top of the key, Brown. Back pass, Terry. Releases from 20, swish. There he is again. Not only the designated 3-point shooter, but a designated shooter. Period. 56-55. Nuggets now trail by 1. Claude Terry with 8 points. Knight inside Keenan. Maneuvers on Brown. There is a violation against against the San Antonio's Keenan is fouled. And That is his second.
The Denver Nuggets are really playing more run and jump defense than they have. They figure All-Stars don't want to give it up, and if you take an extra dribble against the run and jump, you can get yourself into trouble.
Nuggets trail by 1. They have the ball. Final minute of the first half. Terry, near steal by Brian Taylor, goes loose off the fingertips of, they say, the All-Stars. And now Boone and Taylor arguing.
I think that would
even that last one up.
Yeah, I think that made up for the call before.
Byron Beck near side. Throws it to Tao. Tao against Boone. Corner to Terry. They have 8 seconds to shoot. Terry, the forced three-pointer, way off. Larry Keenan in the backcourt. 36 seconds to go. Boone whirls away from Tao to the foul line. Ball knocked away, stolen by Beck. Fires down court to Tao. Tao on the run against Brian Taylor. Tries the verse. No. Now 25 seconds to go. Boone, long 20-footer. Rolls off the rim. Roger Brown gets the rebound. The Nuggets now could get the last shot. And as they had ended the first period, they got the last shot. Claude Terry had a three-pointer to give them a 1-point lead. Nuggets now trail by 1. 9 seconds to go. And it goes to Terry. Another three-pointer. Off the rim, no good. Billy Paulks the rebound. Fires to Brian Taylor. 1 second. And that is it. That is the end of the first half. Good evening, everyone. This huge record-breaking crowd here at McNichols Arena, along with a television audience here in Denver, in Indianapolis, San Antonio, St. Louis, and Louisville, about to bear witness to one of the most spectacular events in professional basketball, the Slam Dunk Contest. It will feature 5 of the most talented, colorful players in basketball, all with a flair for that sensational slam dunk. Each contestant will execute 5 slam dunks within a time limit of 2 minutes. There will be 2 mandatory dunks, one from a standing position under the basket and the other taking off from a spot 10 feet from the basket in the foul lane. The 3 freelance moves will be governed by position on the court, one from the left and one from the right side of the lane, and the other starting at either corner down the baseline. The contestants will be judged on artistic ability, imagination, body flow, as well as fan response. There will be $1,200 worth of prizes in this contest, sponsored by the Nuggets and KHOW. First, here are the judges. Former president and general manager of the Utah Stars, an all-time great at Denver University and with the New York Knicks, Mr. Vince Barilla. A long-time Denver Nuggets fan, Alberta Worthington. East High School basketball star, LaVon Williams. And Denver concert promoter, the man responsible for tonight's Glenn Campbell, Charlie Rich package, former all-conference guard at the University of Pennsylvania, Barry Fay. The judges will score on each dunk on a basis of 5 to 10 points. And now to introduce the 5 participants, perhaps the best slam dunkers in the world. First, from the San Antonio Spurs, who has demonstrated his tremendous leaping ability, devastating off the offensive boards, 6'9", Mr. K, Larry Keenan. Also from San Antonio, elusive and rangy, and at 6'7", the only, quote, guard entered in the contest, George Gervin. A man who can just about touch the rim from his tiptoes, the most dominating figure in the ABA at 7'2", Kentucky Colonel's Artis Gilmore. The man that has turned the slam dunk into an art, who has thrilled ABA fans with moves that have been beyond comprehension. At 6'6" for the New York Nets, the fabulous Dr. J. Julius Erving. And the shortest man entered at 6'4", but as Dr. J observed, he plays like he's 7 feet. In his rookie season, amazing fans around the league with his explosive jumping ability, the Denver Nuggets' David Thompson. Okay. To take the pressure off the rims and the backboards, we're going to alternate sides. Now, the order drawn by the participants, first man will be Artis Gilmore, followed by George Gervin, Larry Keenan, David Thompson, and Julius Erving. Two-minute time limit to execute the 5 dunks. 2 mandatory, one from a standing position under the basket, the other taking off from a spot 10 feet from the basket down the foul lane. 3 freelance moves governed by position on the court, one from the left, one from the right side of the lane, and the other starting at either court down the baseline. Artistic ability, imagination, body flow, and fan response. Yes, you can use as many basketballs as you want. The clock at 2 minutes, you could stop after each dunk. So there is time to think about each shot. Artis could start from anywhere, but he has to leave at the line 10 feet from the basket. Can the photographers please move over? The Denver Nuggets fear for your lives. Now the mandatory 3, one from the right side, one from the left. Swinging left-hander. Judges scoring from 5 to as high as 10 points on each dunk. And Artis Gilmore finishes with a big slam dunk.
Welcome back to the NBA's greatest games.
George Gervin. And George quickly going to the 2-ball slam dunk. At the mandatory under the basket. And now he has to leave 10 feet from the basket. Oh! George Gervin. George Gervin warming things up. Oh. A missed dunk is a 0 on the score. It did show great imagination, though, you must admit. Oh! George Gervin comes back strongly with that one. And now down to his last dunk. George Gervin of the San Antonio Spurs. Tremendous effort by George Gervin. And now, George Gervin's teammate of the San Antonio Spurs, Larry Keenan. First shot, the mandatory from underneath the basket. A rim shaker. Ooh. Larry Keenan going high. Larry Keenan turnaround. And out for the last shot, down the baseline. Larry Keenan of the San Antonio Spurs as he completes his 5 slam dunks. We have seen Artis Gilmore, George Gervin, and Larry Keenan. The 2 remaining, David Thompson and Dr. J. And here is the Denver Nuggets, David Thompson. A double pump, David Thompson. Slam dunk. David Thompson finishing it with a twist around, patented slam dunk. And now the doctor goes to work. nets. We thank all the participants. And we'd like to have the 5 contestants pleased to come to center court. The voting is now being computed.
First of all, let's hear it for these.
Okay. The 5 contestants, and let's hear some fan response for the exhibition that they have just shown us. Unbelievable. Denver Nuggets President General Manager Carl Scheer will now hand out the award. The 4 runners-up: George Gervin, Larry Keenan, Artis Gilmore, and David Thompson. And the winner, Julius Erving. We thank you very much. Second half beginning shortly. Thank you very much. An incredible exhibition here at halftime. Dr. J, #1 in slam dunks. Great show here in Denver. 56-55 is the score. The All-Stars lead the Nuggets as we get ready to head into the second half of the 9th annual ABA All-Star Game. And we'll return in just a moment. Well, there it is. The score of the All-Stars, 56, and the Nuggets, 55, as we start the second half. And as we mentioned, the Nuggets, who are the top shooting club in the league at an incredible 51%, are shooting 39% here in the first half, and they are 1 point behind the Stars. The Stars 47%. High man James Silas with 12 points. Julius Erving is 10. For the Nuggets, David Thompson is 9. Claude Terry, Gus Gerard, and Byron Beck with 8 apiece. To set the starting lineups of the second half, Billy Paultz, #5 at center for the Stars, with Marvin Barnes, #24, and Larry Keenan, 35 at the forwards. Ron Boone, #1, and Brian Taylor, #14 at the guards. For the Nuggets, at center, Dan Issel, #25. Bobby Jones will take the jump. He's at a forward, #24. David Thompson, 33. And there's a play by the Nuggets. It goes to Thompson, goes in, and he puts Denver in front and will go to the line. The backcourt of Denver, Ralph Simpson and Chuck Williams. Well, it gives us just a brief moment to comment. What were your
on the slam dunk
reflections
contest or the game? I thought the dunk contest was fabulous, and it's Dr. J is the classic, and he deserves to win it.
David Thompson hits the foul shot, completes the three-point play. Nuggets now by 1. Brian Taylor dishes to Marvin Barnes beautifully, and they now return the favor as Barnes was fouled, and he'll go for the three-pointer.
I think in the second half, I think the Nugget team will relax a little more. The All-Stars are loose. The teams did not go down for a halftime coaches session, so to speak. They all sat up and enjoyed the contest, too, so it's time to go.
And after David went, all the players were on the court setting up to watch Julius Erving. The foul shot by Barnes is good, and we are tied at 57. Ralph Simpson, or rather 58-57. All-Stars lead. Bobby Jones maneuvers inside, and now the Nuggets up by 1. 59-58. Brian Taylor running with Chuck Williams. Finds Keenan, and he banks it in. Really threaded the needle there as Keenan from Taylor. 60-59. Stars now by 1. Simpson up top. Williams takes the 20-footer that is short. Rebound Issel. The reverse is good, and he is fouled. Billy Paultz the personal. And Issel now will go to the line. A crowd tonight officially 17,798. 17,798. That is the all-time ABA attendance record. Regular season, all-star, playoff game. 17,798. All-time ABA attendance mark set here tonight in Denver. Gus Gerard now goes in to replace Bobby Jones. The scoreboard apparently is incorrect. It is 61-61. Oh, the scoreboard shows 61-60 in favor of the Nuggets.
I think something to watch, Al, the second half as we go. Shot selection is going to be a key part to this ball game. We've said that it's not uncommon to see all-star teams jump up and unload uncommon shots, and the all-stars really, for most of the first half, did a pretty good job of moving the ball. That shot Chuck Williams just took, Larry Brown jumped off the bench and almost hit him in the head, because that's not the Nugget style, and the Nuggets are known for good shot selection, and they'll have to do that to stay in the game.
Well, it's now 62-61 in favor of the Denver Nuggets, as the score has been adjusted once again. And we are about ready to go. Confrontation at the scorer's table.
Correct score now, the Denver Nuggets 62, the All-Stars 61.
And that's how it goes. So the All-Stars got one more and the Nuggets got one more. Dan Issel now to the foul line, try to complete that three-point play. Issel's shot is good. 10 points now for Dan Issel. And the score on the board hops to 64-61. And now it's all right. Marvin Barnes hands to teammate Ron Boone. Dan Issel looks, now fires down court to Simpson, running with Taylor. Ralph Simpson. 65-61. The Nuggets by 4. We played a minute 8 in this third period. Barnes wide open. And he missed. Gus Gerard gets the rebound. Gerard, long pass to Thompson. He's got him. And it won't count. Foul before the shot. As David Thompson, a perfect pass. Looking back, collected it. Keenan the personal, and that is his 4th.
They call that an intentional foul from behind for a man going toward the hoop, so David is going to get 2 shots. But the basket is no good.
So Thompson of the line, 3-time All-American, North Carolina State, where he won a national championship. Signed by the Denver Nuggets, and really he came in with an unbelievable reputation as the great collegiate star and leaper, and has exceeded it here in his rookie season. Hits the 2 foul shots, and now is high man in the game with 14 points, and the Nuggets have extended their lead to 6, 67-61. Larry Keenan and Thompson reaching in from underneath.
Number 33.
And called for the foul.
First ball, 18 seconds, is the All-Star ball on the side.
Brian Taylor from the near side to throw it in. Does so to Paltz, finds Boone cutting down the lane, floats it up, no. Keenan has the ball, and he hits. Larry Keenan just deadly from that area. Takes his little turnaround jump, goes so high, holds the ball over his head, there's no way you can stop him. Simpson back the other way and loses it. Now Ron Boone kicks it ahead to Brian Taylor. Boone goes up, goaltending against David Thompson. And very quickly, the Stars have moved back to within 2. 10-10 left in this third period. It has been a very long night here in Denver. This game preceded by a concert. Glenn Campbell and Charlie Rich. Dan Issel, left side of the lane. Into the cutting Simpson, but it's off his fingertips. All-Stars come back. They get tied with a basket. Keenan, and we're tied at 67. The All-Stars moving the ball well. 9:48 remaining. Marvin Barnes now with 7 points. Gus Gerard, Simpson, cross-court Williams. The move against Brian Taylor. Thompson now on the whirl. And it is the All-Stars again. They have scored 6 points in a row. Taylor finds Ron Boone, and the All-Stars lead by 2. 69-67. And Larry Brown has had enough for the moment and comes off the bench and calls timeout for the Nuggets. 9 minutes, 25 seconds to go in this third period. The score, the ABA All-Stars 69, the Denver Nuggets 67.
Welcome back to the NBA's greatest games.
9 minutes, 25 seconds to go in the third period. All-Stars 69 and the Nuggets 67.
An amazing thing about this game, Al, normally, well, any basketball game, teams build up 10, 12, 15-point leads, and the thing goes back and forth. 6 points might have been the biggest lead we've had so far tonight.
Now the Nuggets, who were up by 6 moments ago, trail by 2. Simpson up high, one bounce Gerard. He has Barnes all over him. Issel works on Paltz. Paltz blocks it. Number 1 shot blocker in the league gets one there. The ball goes out of bounds. And let's see. It will be the Nuggets ball. David Thompson will ignite it. Into the corner, Gerard makes the move on Barnes to the foul line. Underneath, stolen by Paltz. Fires out to Boone. Fast break with Keenan. Keenan rolls it up and in. Keenan now with 8 points. 71-67. As the All-Stars have now scored 10 straight points. Thompson, the jumper, in and out. And it goes out of bounds off of the Nuggets. So the All-Stars get it back. They're doing it now without the doctor and Billy Knight and Artis Gilmore. They're starting front wall on the bench. And James Silas also on the bench. The only starter out there is Brian Taylor. Billy Paltz double teamed and fouled. Foul is on Thompson. That is number 2. Now substitutions for Larry Brown. Williams, Issel, and Gerard leave. Beck, Jones, and Terry go in. Actually, Bobby Jones has not seen that much time with the Nuggets starters.
Well, Bobby, as we mentioned before, had the flu last weekend, and he spent a couple of nights in the hospital, and I think Larry's being cautious in this kind of a game and doesn't want to shoot him. You know, Ed Middleton's giving Billy Paltz 2 shots on that. He was 12, 15 feet with his back to the basket and couldn't have shot it if his life depended on it.
Paltz's first one is good. Actually, Billy Paltz, I've seen him thrown up some unusual ones. One of the great shooting big men in the league. He hits the second one. 73-67. The Stars now with 12 consecutive points to reverse this ball game. Reverse that 6-point once deficit now lead. Claude Terry, 20-footer. No, Simpson, though, has it deep for his turnaround. And he banks it in. So the first points for the Nuggets in a while. Again, the Nuggets shoot 51% from the floor. They average 122 points a game, both highest in the league. They haven't been able to do it tonight as Billy Paltz shows some of his outside shooting right there. 75-69. Byron Beck went down on the last one, and he remains stooped over.
Byron took an offensive foul from Ron Boone that neither official happens to be watching. He went through there, and Boone really knocked the heck out of him.
Middleton, you're now down below 400.
So now Byron Beck, the aged man amongst the Nuggets, just 30 years old, 9th season, ABA original. Lloyd Williams, the Nuggets trainer out there to assist him. 2 fine trainers working tonight's game. Lloyd Williams, also an ABA original for the Nuggets, and Fritz Massman of the New York Nets working the All-Star team. So Byron Beck having his difficulties in getting up. Coach Larry Brown now asks for some assistance as they're going to help carry Byron off.
We saw Byron get knocked unconscious in the preseason against Seattle when he really took a shot, and I know Lloyd Williams is administering some smelling salts to him, and he really took one.
And now Byron Beck helped off. Well, right out there on that scene, besides Dr. Greenberg on the left, 4 ABA originals. Lloyd Williams, Byron Beck, Doug Moe, and Larry Brown. 8 minutes remaining in this third period. The All-Stars now trying to break this one open. They lead 75-69. They were trailing by 6 moments ago. But with a 12-2 spurt, 12 points in a row, taking the lead. Ralph Simpson inside to a cutting Bobby Jones, and it is blocked by Byron Barnes, but a foul. Eddie Middleton calls the foul on Barnes, and that is his 3rd.
After the quick start in the second half, the Nuggets have not moved the ball very well. They had a couple of 3-point plays early in the half on some good shots, but they're not moving offensively. They're not getting the good shot, and that's a problem for them right now.
Well, it's a question of are they not doing it, or it's the All-Stars that
no, that's
play,
true.
of course.
True.
As Jones, again, with problems from the line. He's 1 for 4 from there, and he hits the second one. 75-70. All-Stars with the ball, the 5-point lead. 7:43 left in this third quarter. Boone quickly releases. Thompson with position on Larry Keenan. Keenan, who goes over people so well, but Thompson with the important position. And Ralph Simpson throws it away. So the Stars get it back. In that first half, the Nuggets had 14 assists, 8 turnovers. The All-Stars 13 assists, 13 turnovers. They shot 47%, the Nuggets 39%. 33 rebounds for the All-Stars. The Nuggets 31. Keenan, baseline. That's his shot. Keenan, radar, right around that basket, the range of 10 feet. And it's 77-70. The All-Stars lead. Keenan now with that basket is 10 points. Bobby Jones looking. David Thompson way up. He's open, takes the shot, no good. And it's Ron Boone who swings at a forward and guard, gets the rebound. Taylor on the drive, lays it up, no. Bobby Jones. The ball for the Nuggets, looking for help, has to dribble himself. And now the one bounce to Terry, who brings it out. Dan Issel, baseline, inside O'Cutting Jones, can't control, but he was pushed from behind by Barnes, and that is Barnes' fourth. So Barnes and Keenan each on the court have 4 apiece, and they should be leaving shortly.
The Nugget passing is leaving a great deal to be desired early, as I mentioned before. They probably have 5 or 6 turnovers already in the second half with about 4.5 minutes played.
Now Keenan leaves, goes out with the 4 personals, but 10 points.
All-Stars replacing Larry Keenan. Keenan leading with 10 points.
Keenan, an all-star play in his 2 games, has shot 61% from the floor, which is a record. Just 23 years old in his 3rd all-star game already. Now Don Boosie goes in for Brian Taylor. Taylor leaves with 6. And Indiana's guard, Don Boosie, with 2. Boosie slowly but surely made his way to the All-Star club. What a top-flight guard he is. Very quietly to become an all-star. And Boosie is in there right now. He'll be joined shortly by teammate Billy Knight. Foul shots have been good. And the Nuggets trail by 5. Boone, soft floater from the baseline. And Boone now with 8 points. 24 points a game for Ron Boone. Thompson trying to force it underneath, but there's Bobby Jones to tip in and out. Down court was Lucas, but they can't find him. Now Boosie right in the hands of Boone. Same spot, same result. Ron Boone, soft, one-handed jump. 10 points now for Boone. 81-72. The All-Stars now by 9. And the Denver Nuggets have stalled here in this 3rd quarter. Nuggets led 32-31 at the end of the first, trailed 56-55 after the second. Issel underneath, he is clogged up. Lucas and Paul draped on Issel. Monty Tao and Gus Gerard now checking in for Denver.
Fouls on number 20.
Fouls on Lucas.
We've spent quite a bit of time talking about the all-star offense and the skill of these players offensively, but you look at the people on that court, and a Don Boosie and a Brian Taylor, and there are some of the best defensive players in the NBA on that club also, or the ABA, pardon me.
Marvin Barnes leaves with 7 points, the 4 personal fouls. This will hits the first shot. We'll have one more. 81-73, the All-Stars by 8. And once again, I remind you, they've been playing with their 4 starters, Silas, Irving, Gilmore, and Knight on the bench. Billy Knight has just come in. Billy Paul's up top. One bounce to Boone off his fingertips and out of bounds. So the Nuggets get it back. And what we have seen this season with the Nuggets, their explosive tendencies. A game recently, and I'm sure the San Antonio fans watching in remember it so well. The Spurs led by 15 points, 93-78, with 2.5 minutes to go in the 3rd period. By the end of the period, the Nuggets had tied it up. Now it is Tao way outside. Issel against Paultz. Tao fakes on Boone, open at the foul line. Good. Monty Tao. The decibel level is a little louder when Tao hits a basket. Monty averaging just 2 points a game. A steal by Issel. Simpson in the backcourt, chopped by Ron Boone. So it'll be 2 shots now for Ralph Simpson. Make it 3 to make 2, as that is the 5th team foul on the Stars. So a bonus situation with 5:22 to go. Simpson sets, and he hits the first one. Ralph shoots 77% from the line. He's averaging 19 points a game, 1st in the league in assists, 2nd in steals, and the top rebounding guard. And he shoots 51% from the floor. Second shot by Simpson is good. And now, as Tom mentioned, just a 3-point deficit. Stars with the ball, they're on top. 5:15 left in this 3rd. Billy Knight to the baseline. Nuggets get the ball once again. I'm Al Albert, along with Tom Jorgensen, hoping you're enjoying the 9th annual ABA All-Star Game, which included that classic slam dunk contest. Ralph Simpson, cross-court Gerard, fakes on Lucas. Now it is Terry, double team. Tao against Boone. Simpson, they have 9 seconds to shoot. Gerard on the run, hooks it up, no good. Rebound, Gerard under the basket, and he's got it. And the Nuggets have moved to within 1. Maurice Lucas way outside. Drives on Gerard, Flips it, Paltz wide open. And he doesn't miss those. Billy Paltz now with 10 points. 5 All-Stars now in double figures. 83-80. Gilmore getting ready to go in for the Stars. Bobby Jones for the Nuggets. Dan Issel on the swinging hook, in and out. All-Stars with the ball. Boone driving down the lane, finds Paltz wide open again, but he missed. Billy Knight the rebound, and he hooks it up and in. 85-80. Stars now by 5. 4:11 to go in this third period. Monty Tao runs by Boosie. Now it's Simpson on the run. Off the back of the rim. Issel tips it in. Well, Billy Paltz helped out on Simpson, and that left Issel wide open. 85-82. Stars by 3. Maintaining the lead here in this third period. They scored 12 points in a row. They were down by 6, went up by 6. Knight deep in the corner. Good. Billy Knight with 6 points. 87-82. Stars by 5. Crowd trying to encourage the Nuggets here as Gerard to the baseline, gives to Terry. Terry looks for position, can't get open. Now Tao against Knight. Terry baseline, the jumper, good. Well, Terry in double figures with 10. 4-year man out of Stanford. 87-84. Stars by 3. They control the ball on the forecourt. 3:16 to go in the third. Boone inside Knight. Whirls away from Terry. Past the basket. Hooks it up. Nobody is fouled. Foul on Gerard. And that is his 4th. Now Issel and Simpson leave. Williams and Jones come in for the Nuggets. Artis Gilmore and George Gervin go in. Billy Paltz leaves.
We've talked about the depth in this game from throughout our telecast, Al, and you just go down and down, and they look to that bench, and you come out with better people all the time. When Dr. J hasn't even been in the second half so far.
Well, David Thompson hasn't seen that much action either. Roger Brown now comes in for the Nuggets. Big fourth quarter. We'll see the depth of the All-Stars, if it pays off. Plus, you know, they're working up against being in the Mile High City. And the Denver Nuggets have pulled out many victories in the fourth quarter for that reason. Knight hits the 2 foul shots, and now Billy Knight, who's the last All-Star to score, has 8 points. 89-84. Stars by 5. 3 minutes to go. Third period. Jones pulls up for the jumper. Good. Very rarely does Bobby Jones do that. Like Don Boucher with Indiana, the fans there know so well. They'd love them to shoot a little more, especially with Jones, the top field goal shooter in the league. Artis Gilmore maneuvering against Roger Brown, and he is called for a foul. Timeout now for the All-Stars with 2:49 remaining in the third period. The score, the All-Stars 89 and the Nuggets 86.
Welcome back to the NBA's greatest games.
93-90, the Stars lead by 3. Artis Gilmore will now have the 2 shots. 1:16 to go. And he missed it. Another one for Gilmore. Shoots 68% from the foul line. He's been hovering most of the season around 70. He shot that from the foul line last year. He did not have the best touch from the line in his early seasons. Hits the second, so he makes 1 of 2, and an even 4-point lead now for the All-Stars. Simpson, 1 bounce. David Thompson, who's back in there against Knight. Swings it around to Williams. Williams in the crowd is called for travel. So it goes back the other way. The Nuggets trying to cut it to 2. Nuggets still not demonstrating that flow of the game that the Denver fans are so used to, and the hot shooting. But still trail by just 4 with a minute remaining in the third period. George Gervin fires to Lucas high post. In the corner, Billy Knight takes the 3-pointer. Off the rim, no good. And there again, the guard, Ralph Simpson, 6'5", working under the basket. Simpson hurries it down court. 45 seconds to go. Williams wide open. No good. Bobby Jones gets the rebound. Another 24 seconds. Williams in the corner, Roger Brown. Back out to Bobby Jones. He releases. Got it. And the Nuggets to within 2. 94-92. 29 seconds left in the third. Gervin now slowing it down. They'll work the clock down. They have 15 seconds to shoot. 20 remain. 2-point lead for the Stars. Lucas way outside. Jones right on his back. Boussy, three-pointer. Swish. Don Boussy, who has made 42 for 118 this season. Nuggets with the ball, looking for the last shot, but a steal by Gervin 2 seconds ago. Fires it up. Off balance. Falling out of bounds, and he hit the back of the rim. So that ends the third period. And the three-pointer by Don Boussy gives the Stars a 5-point lead. At the end of the third, the score, the All-Stars 97 and the Nuggets 92. Well, a high-scoring third period. It was 56-55, the Stars at the half, and the All-Stars outscored the Nuggets 41-37 in that third quarter to take a 97-92 lead heading into the fourth. And now Kevin Loggery comes out with an all-star lineup of Artis Gilmore, number 53 at center, Julius Erving, 32, Billy Knight, 25 at the forwards, James Silas, number 13, and Brian Teller, or rather George Gervin, number 44 at the guards. For the Nuggets, number 25, Dan Issel at center, Byron Beck, number 40, David Thompson, 33 at the forwards, Ralph Simpson, number 44, along with Chuck Williams, number 11 at the guards. Starting the fourth quarter, Issel to jump against Gilmore. Norm Drucker to throw it up between the two centers. And it is controlled by Ralph Simpson, who breaks away for the dunk. And a foul as Normie Drucker pulls the string on that call. Billy Knight going flying, trying to stop Simpson.
That was an awfully good break for Denver. The ball flew loose, and a couple of All-Stars thought they had it. Ralph grabbed it out of the crowd and got away with it.
Second personal on Knight, and now Simpson to the line. He has 14 points tonight. Thompson, Jones, Issel, Simpson, all with 14. And the foul shot is good. And now Ralph Simpson is the high man of the ball game. James Silas with 12, high man for the Stars. Nuggets pulled to within 2. Silas double team. Gervin outside underneath the Billy Knight all alone. And Knight with 12 points ties Silas for the high man for the Stars. Recall Knight was the last man to score. Issel dumps it inside. Byron Beck drives and he hits. Stars 99, Nuggets 97, and you could feel right now, Tom, things heating up here in this fourth quarter. Dr. J scored 10 points all in the first period. Back in there. Now Silas, picked up by Issel, floats it into Gilmore steal. Simpson running with Knight. Simpson again, dunks and he ties. 99-99. And the Nuggets have battled back to tie it with 1 minute gone by this fourth quarter. Dr. J alley-oop to Gervin. And he couldn't control off the fingertips. And now the Nuggets could retake the lead. Dan Issel on the run against Gilmore behind the back. Kick by Erving to Thompson. And a goaltending. Goaltending against Gilmore. Fourth personal foul on Silas as Williams hits the 2 shots. And the Nuggets by 2 once again. 103-101. Out of the backcourt, 6'7", George Gervin. He's been called upon to play the guard for San Antonio this season. Spurs are so strong up front, and Gervin maneuverability as Billy Knight hits from outside. Knight now heating up for the Stars, 14 points, and we're tied at 103. 9:57 remaining in the ball game. Issel baseline fakes now over Gilmore and a foul. Number 4 on Gilmore. So Gilmore, Silas, Barnes, and Keenan each with 4 for the All-Stars. Byron Beck and Gus Gerard the most for the Nuggets with 3. You know, it has been a great week, a long week. We've had an extremely long night with the concert, which was a fantastic one. You know this game has to go in overtime. As Issel now will have the 2 shots. Off the back of the rim. That is the third team foul on the Stars, none on the Nuggets. Issel, his first year out of Kentucky. And he hits the second one. Down court, the Doctor running with David Thompson. Banks no, but a foul. David on that one just kind of got in the Doctor's way. He was turned around the wrong direction. Number 3 now on Thompson. And Julius Erving goes to the foul line. 2-time MVP, leading scorer in the ABA.
That foul at the other end the last time down when Artis Gilmore fouled Issel, he was standing flat-footed with both hands straight up in the air, which is what you tell a player to do. And again, Eddie Middleton comes up with a foul, and I know Kevin or Artis didn't like it.
Irving, after missing the first, has one more. Factor at 81% from the foul line. Hits the second. So we are tied at 104 as Issel and Irving exchange foul shots. 9:50 remaining as the clock ticks away in this fourth quarter. Byron Beck deep outside Simpson. The Nuggets now trying to move the ball, getting their passing game as Simpson drives in the lane. Loose ball, Thompson picks it up, swings to Williams. 2 men on him. Finds Simpson wide open for the jumper. Short, partially deflected. Now Knight finds Irving. Irving on the run, maneuvers. 106 to 104. Nobody is going to stop Julius Irving on a one-on-one fast break. 9:20 left in the ball game as the Stars now by 2. Williams against Silas. Goes into the corner, stolen by Irving. Behind the back, taken away by Simpson. Simpson to Beck, stops in the lane for the jumper. Good, over the outstretched hand of Artis Gilmore. And now Beck with 12 points. This is a tough game to pick an MVP. Scoring is so balanced. Billy Knight lets it go and is short, but he gets his own rebound. Banks it no, and there's Knight again. 3 shots for Billy Knight, and he's got it on the third one after 2 rebounds. 16 points for Knight, who has exploded here in this second half. Knight had 2 points in the first half. David Thompson down the lane. Hooks it up good, and he is fouled. Great move by Thompson, taking 2 men with him. And he ties it and can put the Nuggets on top.
You know, I was just getting ready to say you're talking about a most valuable player, and Dr. J is the best, but that's really the first basket that David has had in a long time, and it was a great move, but he has done a heck of a job when he has been called on to guard David Thompson tonight.
Replacing Chuck Williams and Dan Issel. Dan Issel leads with 15 points. Chuck Williams has
Thompson's foul shot is good.
109, 108.
And the Nuggets now lead by 1. Here's same Silas on the rod. And he puts the All-Stars on top. 110 to 109. Silas now with 14. Bobby Jones pass to a cutting Beck, and he is fouled.
Foul is on number 25, Billy Knight.
Billy Knight, the personal, and that is number 3. Gus Gerard replaces David Thompson. Thompson with 19 is the high man. Last year's most valuable player. Great performer in the ABA, Freddie Lewis, now the Spirits of St. Louis. Scored 26 points in that one. George Gervin comes out, and Brian Teller goes in. Gervin leaves the game with 5. And now Byron Beck to the line, trying to tie it and then put the Nuggets in front. Beck shoots 86% from the foul line. He wants it 53 straight. First shot by Beck, good. Tied at 110. Byron, 6'9", 225, 9th year, local product out of the University of Denver. And he takes his time at the line, and he hits it. Nuggets 111, All-Stars 110. We have remained close throughout this ball game. 8:20 left. Silas now working on Simpson. Floats it up to Dr. J, but it's too long. Taken by Claude Terry. Terry on the run with Brian Teller. Looking into Jones on the run, and he banks it in. Beautiful play. And the Nuggets now by 3. 113-110. Roommates Claude Terry and Bobby Jones connect on that one. Dr. J inside to Gilmore, tied up by Gus Gerard. Foul is called, and the basket counts. Gilmore now with 9, and Gerard his 4th personal foul. This broadcast is authorized under the broadcast rights granted by the Denver Nuggets and is solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the descriptions and account of this game without the express written consent of the Denver Nuggets is prohibited. The announcers broadcasting this game are subject to the approval of and are paid by the Denver Nuggets. Gilmore hits the foul shot, and we are tied once again. 113, 7:50 left, 4th quarter. Simpson goes to work on Teller. Gerard in the corner. Now moves across the lane against Irving, gets it off, no good. Doctor gets the rebound, Gerard takes it away. Drives, banks, blocked by Gilmore. Gerard again hooks it up and in. Persistence by Gus Gerard, and it pays off. 12 points now for Gerard. 115-113. Nuggets by 2. Irving in three-point area. Now the whirl against Bobby Jones. Banks no. Byron Beck, the rebound, stolen by Billy Knight. Knight drives, lays it up and in, and there might be your leading candidate for MVP. Knight made some key baskets and has picked up a few steals. 115 the score. And a timeout taken by Larry Brown. 7:05 remaining in this fourth quarter of the score. The Nuggets 115 and the All-Stars 115.
Welcome back to the NBA's greatest games.
Well, after tomorrow, which is a day off, the ABA back in swing this weekend. Thursday, Kentucky is at Virginia, the game in Norfolk. Indiana's at San Antonio. Friday, the Squires are here in Denver to face the Nuggets, and Indiana's at New York. Saturday, Virginia, Denver again. St. Louis at San Antonio. New York at Kentucky. And then Sunday, Denver is at Kentucky, Indiana at New York, and San Antonio at St. Louis. And that's a look at the weekend schedule.
It looks like Kevin Lockery is going to go down the stretch with the 5 players that were voted to start this game. His guns are in there. Billy Knight and Dr. J at the forwards, Artis Gilmore at center, and James Silas and Mr. Taylor in the back.
Kevin Lockery with the strategy. 7:05 remaining in this tie ball game.
Gerard with 12 points.
The Nuggets with their starting 5 with one change, Claude Terry in for Chuck Williams. Thompson opened the foul line, short. Thompson gets his own rebound, fakes on Irving, and is clobbered. The Doctor picks up his 3rd. And already the Stars in a penalty situation. So David Thompson now goes to the line. Thompson averaging 26.1 points per ball game, along with 7 rebounds per. First foul shot no good, and he will have 2 more. Second shot is good. Nuggets by 1. Thompson has fit in so well with this Denver offense, of course, coming out of the ACC, Larry Brown's style of play. 4 ACC players on the Nuggets. Third shot by Thompson is good. He makes 2 of 3, and he now has 21 points. James Silas all alone down the lane, and it is tied at 117. Silas now with 16 points. Knight is high for the Stars with 18. Julius Irving has 15, 10 of those coming in the first quarter. Bobby Jones to Terry down the lane, twisting one-hander. Got it. Claude Terry is working up a pretty good repertoire himself of shots. 119-117. Denver by 2. 6.5 to go. Doctor against Jones. Knight open, baseline, good again. Billy Knight now with 20 points, and he has become the big man for the Stars. 119-119. Simpson, the stutter steps against Brian Taylor. Lead pass, Issel gets by Gilmore, flips it in. 17 now for Issel. Nuggets by 2. Silas now down the lane, finds Knight again. And no good. Bobby Jones. Terry, lead pass, Simpson. Simpson cuts behind Julius Irving, finds Issel open, 15-footer off the back of the rim. David Thompson pulls it away from Irving, and he banks it in. Big play by Thompson, and he has 23. 123-119. There's a steal by Bobby Jones. Jones, Simpson, Terry, he's open. Fall away, jumper, short. Simpson gets the rebound. His turnaround, no. Tipped up, no. Taken up by Julius Irving, breaks out. This is a 4-on-0. Artis Gilmore, he hits and he's fouled. Not a good play there by Claude Terry, and he knows it. Gilmore in the clear, and Terry hanging on to his arm.
Well, I think he felt that he could stop them, at least send him to the free throw line and not give him a chance to make it. He tried to grab him hard enough, but he just didn't get enough skin on that.
That was a big play right there. The Nuggets led 123-119. Jones with the steal. Nuggets could not connect from underneath, and now Artis Gilmore comes back and could convert for a 3-point play, and he does, and all of a sudden, it's a 1-point ball game. The Nuggets were hovering around a possible 6-point lead. 123-122, Denver with the ball. They're on top, 5:16 to go. Issel deep in the corner, open, but missed again. The Nuggets continue their cold shooting. Now it is Brian Taylor on the run, and Issel pokes it away. Fast break for the Nuggets. Thompson, 4-on-2, tries to take it alone, and Gilmore rejects him, but knocks him down. Foul on Gilmore. Another fantastic confrontation there. Artis Gilmore at 7-2 And the leaping David Thompson at 6'4".
Oh, for a replay. That was one of the great blocks, and a strong block, a strong move by David Thompson, and super play.
So David Thompson, and it looks the MVP is probably between Thompson and Knight at the moment. Thompson hits, he has 24 points. The rookie in his first All-Star game. Second shot, good. And now the Nuggets by 3, 125-122. It has been close throughout. This new format, very successful in this 9th annual ABA All-Star game. Exciting game here in Denver. Taylor, 4:49 to go. Steal by Simpson, saves it to Terry. Terry on the run, back to Simpson, he dunks! Nuggets by 5. Now we have a whistle. It'll be Denver's ball. Apparently James Silas.
It was Brian Taylor pushed Claude Terry trying to get himself free to get the ball, and this place is bedlam at 12 o'clock midnight in Denver, Colorado.
So the Nuggets with a 5-point lead, and it is a backcourt foul. So the foul is called on Taylor, his third, and now Claude Terry to the line. No, he is not. Loose ball, and Bobby Jones will inbound. Does so to Issel. Top of the key, Simpson. Simpson drives past Taylor, gives to Issel, drives, no, but there's Bobby Jones. Jones dunks it in.
Nice pass, Dan.
And the Nuggets have opened a 7-point lead. And 17,798 now standing at their seats for an ovation for the Nuggets. A timeout called by the All-Stars. 4:28 remaining in this ball game, and the score: the Nuggets 129, the Stars 122. We'll be back in just a moment. And now the crescendo of noise for the Denver Nuggets as they come out. They have taken a 7-point lead as we get down now to the closing moments. 4:28 to go.
That's a typical Denver Nugget fourth quarter flurry, and Kevin Lockery wisely called timeout and tried to stop it.
Brian Taylor now for the Stars, brings it across against Terry. Inside Gilmore, goes to work on Issel. Turnaround left-hander, short, but a foul. Number 1 on Issel. And Gilmore goes to the line once again.
When Dan Issel and Artis Gilmore get together after being teammates for 4 years, you get an awful lot of pushing and shoving, and Dan has done a good job on Artis tonight.
First shot by Gilmore, no good. Artis and Dan very close personal friends and have spent quite a bit of time with one another here in the last couple of days. Second shot by Gilmore, good. 14 points now for Artis. 129-123, Nuggets by 6. Time is ticking, 4:16 to go. Simpson, guarded by Brian Taylor. Now he backs in, hooks it cross court to Claude Terry, looking for room. Out it goes to Simpson. Makes the move on Taylor. They have 7 seconds to shoot. Ball knocked out of his hands. Taken underneath by Artis. Gilmore knocked away. Stolen by Issel underneath to Bobby Jones, and he stuffs it in. Issel picked up the loose ball, and there was Bobby Jones lurking under the basket once again. The Nuggets by 8. 131-123. Irving, a three-pointer, no good. Keenan controls the ball underneath. Finds the doctor now a little closer, but he was fouled. So now you have a lineup for the All-Stars of Gilmore at center, with Irving and Keenan at the forwards, Taylor and Silas at the guards. And of course, you talk about the depth against organization, but here's a situation where you have the top center, Artis Gilmore, Irving, Taylor, and Keenan, who played for 2 years with each other in New York, and you know, your top vote getter in the guard spot, James Silas.
Down the wire, you use the horses, and the horses are on the court.
Julius Irving hits the 2 foul shots. He now has 17. 6-point lead for the Nuggets. They now work that ball around. 3:26 to go. Simpson, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Issel against Gilmore. Looked for Jones, but it's stolen by Julius Irving. Brian Taylor to Silas, the late Mr. Cy. And he missed it, but he is fouled. And now Kevin Lockery contending that a Nugget touched the ball on the rim. Eddie Middleton says no. And now Silas, who is 6 for 6 from the foul line, will have 2 more. James Silas just about an automatic from the line. 131-126. Silas hits the first, now has 17 points. And he hits the second. What happens if it gets down to a last shot situation for the All-Stars? There are 5 men on there who you'd want to take the last shot. 3:05 to go. Nuggets control the ball, 4-point lead. Bobby Jones played tight by Julius Erving outside. Issel in the corner, back to Jones on the drive, tries to stuff over Gilmore, and a foul. And that is number 6, I believe, on Artis. Yes, it is. Number 6 on Artis Gilmore. And now Billy Paultz, after an extended rest, comes in, and a nice hand from the big crowd here for Artis Gilmore. Gilmore leaves with 14 points and 6 personal fouls.
I would think when you get down to the last 2-3 minutes of a tight game like this, the teamwork factor and a team that has played together are able to set up plays and set plays would have an advantage over a team that basically has to be in a freelance situation. But the skill is on the side of the freelancers.
Jones hits the 2 foul shots, and he now has 22 points. Bobby Jones averages just shy of 16 a game. Here's Silas going to his patented foul line jump. 133-129. Nuggets by 4. Watching the clock. 2:39 now showing. Claude Terry against Silas. Simpson with a left-hand dribble, backing into Brian Taylor. Near steal by Silas. Terry open baseline. That's his position, but he missed it. Bobby Jones, though, takes it back. Terry in the lane. Fall away. No good. David Thompson is there, and he stops. The Nuggets there commanding the boards, going up against Paultz, Keenan, and Erving. 135-129. Denver by 6. Silas again in the lane. Lays it up. No good. Julius Erving. And a foul on Thompson. His bodies go sprawling. Silas and Jones hit the deck. Fans thought there were a foul on the All-Stars.
Bobby Jones took Jimmy Silas head on, and both of them went to the floor. And there were more people on the floor than standing up, but Dr. J got the boards, and David Thompson fouled him.
Number 4 on Thompson. There is the winner of the slam dunk contest, Julius Erving. And he was just brilliant. Came down to 4 runners up, but in second place was David Thompson. Julius hits the first, misses the second, but now the All-Stars has the Nuggets in a bonus situation. 135-130. Nuggets by 5. Third shot by the Doctor is good. 135-131. As we now come down to 2 minutes remaining. Ralph Simpson outside. High post Issel. Returns to Simpson. Whips cross court. Terry makes the move on Silas. Looking for the shot. Now Thompson. They have 6 seconds to get it off. Thompson in the lane on the fly. Got it. David Thompson now with 29 points. 137-131. I believe the All-Star record is 30. Is Brian Taylor, the 3-pointer, no good. Bobby Jones gets the ball. The Nuggets now in control with 1.5 minutes to go, and they lead by 6. David Thompson outside. Keenan gives him plenty of room. The clock ticks. 1:23 remaining. The Nuggets with 10 seconds. Claude Terry breaks away. One bounce to Thompson in the lane for the jumper. No. Issel tips it in with a left hand. Issel with a slam dunk, and now it is an 8-point lead for the Denver Nuggets. And a standing ovation here at McNichols Arena as the 17,798 fans rise as if one to applaud their heroes. 139-131. The Nuggets have now taken an 8-point lead. After the game, there will be 2 awards that will be presented, and we'll come back for those presentations. The Babe McCarthy Memorial Award for the winning coach, the Ted Mallock Memorial Award for the most valuable player. Of course, Ted Mallock, the very popular public relations director of the Denver Nuggets, died this season at the age of 32. And Babe McCarthy, ever so popular coach, an original ABA coach, who died last year. The fans here in Denver, they are crazed. I didn't say crazy, crazed.
No, that's well said. We talked about that last shot that Brian Taylor, the All-Stars were 6 points down and came down and a three-pointer possibly was in order, although there was still about 1 minute and 30 seconds, and that was almost a desperation three-pointer, which I don't think they needed at that time, but it didn't go in. The Nuggets came back. Dan Issel with a follow-up dunk tip, and I've watched most Nugget games this year, and I've never seen Dan Issel stuff a tip. He was saving it for that particular time, I think.
Well, he wanted to be entered in the slam dunk. Well, in the runnings for the MVPs now, I would imagine Billy Knight, top runner, along with James Silas.
Dr. J, I think
Dr.
you'd have to
J
be
for the
listening
Nuggets,
there
David
too.
Thompson, Bobby Jones, Dan Issel for the Nuggets. Don Boosie is in there. Here's Julius, three-pointer, no good. Rebound, and it's controlled by Gervin. Boosie, one of the top three-pointers. Gervin, another good one. And he hits. The All-Stars with that firepower, and they move now within 5. 1:03 to go in the ball game. David Thompson to Jones, and you'll see some jumping defensively by the All-Stars now, desperately trying to get the ball back. Claude Terry in the lane. David Thompson, here he goes down the lane, dishes off Tissel, but he loses it, and now the Stars come back. Julius Erving on the run, nobody's going to touch him. 139-136, three-point lead, and the Stars now in the closing minutes, threatening. Terry outside to Thompson. Cross-court Simpson, the veteran, now trying to cool it down. Near steal, Simpson goes in, hits, but it won't count. 36 seconds on the clock.
The one thing that I love about the three-point rule in the ABA is the fact that 8 points in 1:30 is really very little, and it can disappear so quickly. A quick three-pointer, a steal, a layup, and it's 3 points.
Fouls on Silas's fifth, and now Claude Terry, the best foul shooter on the Nuggets, goes to the line, although he missed his first 2 tonight. He had a string, which still continues in regular season, of 37. Terry hits the first one. Dan Issel goes out. Chuck Williams goes in. Terry with 13 points. Nuggets by 4. Second shot by Terry is good. And now a timeout taken by the All-Stars. 36 ticks on the clock. 141, 136, the Nuggets by 5.
Welcome back to the NBA's greatest games.
So the Nuggets come out. The All-Stars waiting for him. David Thompson, high man, 29 points. He's 1 point from the All-Star record set in 1970 by Larry Jones, ironically of Denver. Brian Taylor will throw it in. Hits Silas at midcourt. Looking for Dr. J underneath. Unbelievable. Dr. J with his back to the basket. So they get 2 and they move to within 3. 28 seconds to go as Williams is tripped in the backcourt. And Williams will have 3 to make 2. And that is number 6 on James Silas.
That was probably a little quick. They got to within 3, and with 28 seconds, they're going to get the ball back if they can stop Denver. It was not necessarily a desperation situation.
And I believe that Kevin Lagery will leave James Silas in there. Silas so effective in the clutch. And with the 6 personal fouls, knowing that after the foul shots, the Nuggets the All-Stars on offense want Silas for that next sequence. Now Williams hits the first. Williams 82% from the foul line.
Would you say that was a spectacular basket by Dr. J
I think
the last
so.
time down?
As spectacular as his performance in the slam dunk. Williams misses the second, but he'll get 1 more. 3 to make 2. Backcourt foul. 142-138. Nuggets by 4. What has been an extremely enjoyable night here in Denver. And he misses the third one. So Williams makes 1 of 2, and quickly the All-Stars have called a timeout. 27 seconds to go in the ball game. And the All-Stars now mapping out their last second strategy as they trail by 4. And really at this time do not necessarily have to go for that 3-point play, because if they're going to get back into this game, they have to get the ball again.
And do it quickly. There are a lot of things that can be done with that. On the timeout, of course, the ball automatically is taken out at midcourt. We might have 3 more timeouts in the next 27 seconds.
What was I mentioning earlier about overtime? David Thompson is high man of the game with 29 points. Bobby Jones is 22. Dan Issel, Ralph Simpson with 19 apiece. Claude Terry and Byron Beck off the Nugget bench with 14, while Gus Gerard has 12. Chuck Williams is 7. Roger Brown 4. Monty Tao 2. Jimmy Foster has not scored. For the All-Stars, high man, Julius Erving with a strong fourth quarter, 23 points. Billy Knight with 20. He had 2 in the first half. James Salas with 20 points. Artis Gilmore has 14. Ron Boone, Billy Paultz, and Larry Keenan with 10 apiece. Marvin Barnes 7. Brian Taylor 6. Maurice Lucas and Don Busey with 5 each. 27 seconds to go. The Nuggets by 4.
Pardon me, Al. The Denver Nuggets will try to put some pressure on it. At least have the All-Stars take as much time as possible before they do get it up. I would, if I'm sure Kevin Lockery hopes it doesn't take too long.
Brian Taylor will take it out. You might imagine Billy Knight is back in the lineup. Knight, Paultz, and Irving with Silas and Taylor. And now it is Silas, and they'll work the late Mr. Sy against Simpson. Goes up for it, and he missed it. Rebound, Claude Terry. Big rebound for Claude Terry. 18 seconds to go. The Nuggets have to just wind the clock down. Simpson holds the ball. He is triple teamed. Simpson still holding, looking, rolls it across to Bobby Jones. 8 seconds to go to Dan Issel. Issel outside Jones. Now they go to the 4 corners. Bobby Jones and David Thompson, but a foul with 2 seconds to go. And the Nuggets have won themselves the ball game. 2 seconds away. And a foul is called, and Bobby Jones goes to the line. So a matchup of organization and depth. And organization is just 2 seconds away from victory.
There were about 15 photographers on the court out in front of Larry Brown while he's trying to tell him no foul, stay away from everybody.
Jones now will have 3 to make 2. Got the first one. 143-138. And as all-Star games, the high scored. Jones hits the second. Billy Paultz now fires to Brian Taylor. Overset out of bounds, and the Nuggets will get the ball with 2 seconds to go. David Thompson needs 1 basket to break the All-Star record. Ralph Simpson gets it in. The backcourt, that is it. The Denver Nuggets have defeated the All-Stars in the 9th annual ABA All-Star Classic. The final score, the Nuggets 144 and the All-Stars 138. Carl Scheer is now at center court and will be presenting the Ted Mallock Memorial Award for the most valuable player. Larry Brown has just received the Babe McCarthy Award, as Larry Brown has won his first All-Star game in 3 tries. He was the MVP in the first year, and he has won the Babe McCarthy Award. And now the announcement, most valuable player.
The trophy will also win this Zenith Entertainment Center, as well as this beautiful trophy, David Thompson.
David Thompson, MVP of the All-Star game with his 29 points, just 1 shy of the All-Star record. The sensational rookie, David Thompson, has won the Ted Mallock Memorial Award. And now David will have a few words.
Thank you very much. First of all, I'd like to say it's indeed an honor to play in the All-Star game and to play in front of a crowd like this crowd here in Denver. The fans here have been just fantastic, and it's just made this season wonderful for me. So thank you very much.
David Thompson, the most valuable player in this All-Star. Now here's Dave DeBusschere, the commissioner.
Successful All-Star game in the history of the ABA. I can speak for all the trustees. We're very proud of Denver, proud of their team, and we're also proud of the All-Stars. Thank you very much.
Al Albert with Tom Jorgensen back here at McNichols Arena. It's emptying out now. A wild evening. It started with Glenn Campbell and Charlie Rich with a fantastic concert. And the ABA All-Star Game, which by consensus here is the top of all time. A new format, 1 team against the rest of the league. A great team, the Denver Nuggets, who supply that team concept, and a fabulous lineup of stars. And the Nuggets won it by the score of 144-138. And once again, it was the Nuggets on their home court here in the Mile High City, taking over in the 4th quarter.
Well, that's right. It's I think it was the kind of game we all expected. It was basically a defensive battle. The first half, or at least a lack of offensive battle, you might say, with a 55-56 score. But the second half was 89-82 in favor of Denver, and they came up with a 52-point 4th quarter, which is very difficult to beat.
Well, the Nuggets with the 52 points in the 4th quarter set an All-Star record. 89 points in the second half establishes a new record. And David Thompson, the most valuable player, with his 29 points, just one shy of the record set by Larry Jones of 30. A look at the scoring, the high men, Thompson with his 29. Bobby Jones, who was second in the All-Star voting, had 24. Ralph Simpson, who was third in the voting, had 19. And Dan Issel also with 19 points. Byron Beck and Claude Terry with 14 apiece, and Gus Gerard had 12. For the All-Stars, high man, Julius Erving with 23 points. Billy Knight, the hot second half at 20. James Salas also with 20 points. Artis Gilmore with 14. The others in double figures. Ron Boone, Billy Paltz, and Larry Keenan with 10 apiece. So the Nuggets won it by the score of 144 to 138. They won their 11th straight at McNichols Arena. A fabulous display for the ABA the last few days, and especially tonight. It's been a long evening. We hope everybody watching has enjoyed. Julius Erving, again, before we leave, has won the slam dunk contest, and that just added a little more spice to this All-Star game. And we also congratulate those fans in the other cities who have stayed up and might still be with us right now. Tom, thank you for being with us. I'm Al Albert for Tom Jorgensen. Final score once again, 9th annual ABA All-Star Game in Denver. The Nuggets 144 and the All-Stars 138.